Hi friends, today we are going to be creating our northern lights, and this is the step one to this project, and we're going to be focusing on the colors of the rainbow, which I know we talked about earlier this year, so maybe you remember from that project that we did, but if you don't, that's okay, we're going to review them again. And we are so very lucky because in our watercolor palettes, the colors of the rainbow are actually already in the correct order for us. So for this project, you are going to need a white piece of paper. Now I use an extra white piece of paper as a placemat, so if you have something that you use to put underneath your painting so you don't get any paint on your table or wherever you're working, but just a scrap piece of paper would work as well. I have my cup of water and my paintbrush, and I have my watercolor set. Now we will be needing more materials for the second part of this project, but for the first part, this is all we need. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your white piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half hamburger style. So this is hamburger style, okay? This is hot dog style where it's really long. We don't want it hot dog style, we want it hamburger style. So we're going to fold that in half. And then, after we fold it in half, we're going to cut along that fold there. So we only have half of a piece of paper. Okay, so you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut it in half. If you're having trouble cutting, please ask an adult that you're with to help you. Okay. And here I have my half a white piece of paper that I'm going to stick on top of my other white piece of paper as my placemat. That way if I go off the paper, because I want to paint all the way to the edge, it doesn't get on my table here. So we are going to do the colors of the rainbow. Now for the colors of the rainbow, remember that word Roy G. Biv. That stands for all those colors of the rainbow in the correct order. So we start with red, then orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And remember, there's two names for purple. It's indigo and violet. We don't have both those shades in our paint palettes. We just have purple, so we'll just use that as our last color. Now, when I'm painting my paper, I'm going to paint those colors in that order. So I'm going to start with my red. I'm going to get a little paint on my paintbrush, and I'm going to start at the top of my paper. Now you can see I'm going all the way to the edge of my paper. I'm not going to worry about going off my paper because I have my placemat here. And I'm just painting right at the very top of my paper. If you want your colors to be even darker, add a little bit more paint. If you want lighter, add more water. Just make sure that you never have a crazy hairdo, because that'll mean your paintbrush is too dry. Right now that I have my red, I'm going to take my paintbrush, I'm going to clean it out. You don't want to do too much red because we have to fit every single color of the rainbow. So I just did a really thin rectangle here. Now I'm going to do orange. Now when I do orange, I'm going to blend it a little bit with my red. So it's okay if you go a little over top. You kind of want them to blend into each other. And again, I'm going to do a thin rectangle. Notice I'm adding water as I go because my paintbrush is drying out a bit. Sorry friends, I turned off that light so you could see it better because there was a little reflection on the water there because it's wet. All right, now that I've done red and orange, what color comes next? Did you say yellow? Good job. And again, when I use my yellow, I'm going to blend it in with my orange a bit. All right, going all the way to the edge of my paper. I don't want to have any white space left on my paper here. Okay, once I'm done with my yellow, I'm going to clean out my paintbrush once again, and now we're going to go to green. Remember, for those northern lights that we said, it was colors that dance across that night sky. So this rainbow is going to be those colors that are going to dance across our night sky that we're creating. Adding a little bit more water. And again, don't worry if it starts blending into your color right before, because that's what you wanted to do. All right, I have red, orange, yellow, green. What color comes next? Did you say blue? Good job. Okay. Remember, I'm going all the way to the edge, so it's really good if you have a placemat or an extra scrap piece of paper underneath so that you can go all the way to the edge of your paper. And what's our last color? It's purple. And remember, purple has two names, indigo and violet, but we just have one purple in our watercolor set. Making sure that you're doing these colors in rainbow order because we're practicing that order there. Add a little bit more water because my purple got really dark. All right, now I have my full rainbow painted across my paper. Now before I do that next step, I need to make sure that I let my paper dry completely. So while you are letting this dry, you are going to be watching some videos about the Northern Lights, and you can do the second step of the project before we use the paper. So please make sure that you put it in a safe spot to dry, and make sure that it dries completely. All right, friends, can't wait to do the second step with you.